Today is D-Day. We're going to try start the Toyota Celica 1991 ST183. Can we bring this scrapped vehicle back to life? Let's take a look inside Scrappy. I'm going to start by saying don't do anything that I do, and especially don't do anything like the previous owner of this vehicle has done to this car. Whilst removing dodgy relays and fuses, I had to remove a number of solid wires replacing fuses. I have another non-runner Celica handy, Granadilla, and was able to pull fuses and relays out of that one to replace the dodgy ones in Scrappy. Otherwise you'd have to buy them or get them second-hand at a scrapyard. To the scrapyard is exactly where I went next and found an absolute treasure, a 1995 RAV4 that had unfortunately been rear-ended. But Lucky Luke managed to grab a radiator, 2 hoses and a fan. There was only one fan left on the radiator, which is not perfect, but we're not aiming for perfection here, we're just aiming to start the vehicle, and I will get a Celica OEM fan in future. There is a lower radiator hose and an upper radiator hose that need to be clamped down securely so that coolant doesn't fly all over the place. I'm not going to bother to secure the radiator down because everything we're doing today is quick, easy and cheap, which is not a good way to live life in general, but we just want to start this engine. So once the radiator's in, we'll fill it up with demineralized water instead of coolant. That's just a cost saver again. The radiator cap goes back on and a little demineralized water goes inside the coolant overflow reservoir. Get your spark plug socket into the spark plug wells, then lefty-loosey, turn the old spark plugs anti-clockwise to remove them. They do look like they are in need of retirement. Treat yourself and treat your Celica. There were a few other odds and ends that I picked up from the scrapyard, including a better fitting oil cap, a hose for the coolant overflow reservoir, and a clamp for the air intake hose. Things are starting to take shape, but we do still need some new ignition cables. I did manage to get some ignition cables from a local shop at short notice. They're a little long, but they will work. The ignition cables latch onto the spark plugs on one side and plug into the distributor on the other side. To prevent us from getting our wires crossed here, we're going to put the old cables back in place and replace them one at a time. The shortest wire matches the closest cylinder, and the longest wire matches the furthest cylinder. Now that Scrappy is all wired up, we will need a battery next to get things firing. Let's be positive. We'll attach the positive terminal of the battery first, then attach the negative terminal. I love that with the old Celicas, they have a light by the door so you can see when it's open as an extra safety measure. So smart, something you don't get on a modern car. There are more signs of life when I turn the key to the on position. All that positivity seems to be paying off and all the electronics are working. It's time to fill Scrappy up with some oil and fuel. The oil was completely drained a few weeks ago, so I'm going to put in a fresh 3.9 liters of Castrol 20W50. I thought it would be a good idea to check the fuel pump. And you can see in here, this whole fuel pump is the wrong way around and it's not even bolted down. So I'm going to detach the plug, turn it around, connect the main fuel line, the return line, and then we should be good to go. After bolting the fuel pump down and connecting the return line and the main fuel line, I thought it would be a good idea to check if the pump is working with a 12-volt battery, and luckily it started humming. Now that we know the fuel pump's working, we can put some fuel in Scrappy's belly. This is not a cheap exercise these days. Okay, there goes my life savings into the tank. What are the odds?
Yeah, it will start.
Okay, I like your belief. Alright, put this away. My fiance was quite optimistic about the first attempt. For the first try we got nothing. For the second try we're going to cheat a little and spray instant engine starter into the air intake. This will let us know if the spark plugs are working, because it should run the engine briefly. Well, I feel like I'm pretty close to getting the Celica fired up. It might be the fuel injectors. I'll have to check a few other things. So not today, Celica, not today. But progress has been made.